This is the future. Humanity has solved one problem, climate change. But in doing so, we have created a new problem. Welcome to Neo Tokyo in the year 2025. Neo Tokyo is divided into two distinct parts. On one side, we have the rich and powerful living in climate-controlled biodomes, known as Echelon, and on the other side, we have the poor and desperate living in flooded slums known as the Out. Our story today begins with Akira Voss, a 28-year-old genius engineer working for EdenCorp, the world's leading technology company, who just happens to be one of the few allowed to live within the safety of Echelon inside the dome. Life is good for her. She has a loving family, a great job, and everything she could ever want. But despite all this, Akira is deeply cynical and disillusioned. She sees firsthand how EdenCorp controls the government and the media and uses their power to exploit and abuse the lower-class citizens in the Out. This is especially true when it comes to their most recent project, the Nexus, a global AI network that they claim will save humanity from climate change. In reality, though, it's more of an Orwellian nightmare. The Nexus is a totalitarian regime that rules over the planet with an iron fist, controlling every aspect of our lives from the weather to the news to the very air we breathe. Under the guise of protecting us from ourselves, the Nexus has become a symbol of corporate greed and control, which only serves to further divide the already fractured society. Akira's only solace is her work. She is a brilliant engineer who is responsible for some of the most important code in the Nexus system. But even there, she's beginning to feel trapped as she sees her creations being used for nefarious purposes. One day, Akira's cynical attitude pays off when she discovers a glitch in the Nexus. At first, she thinks it's just a bug in the system, but soon realizes that someone has deliberately coded the system to fail. This discovery leads her to Dr. Elias Kane, an old friend and mentor who works in EdenCorp's data department. He reveals to her that he has been leaking data to the media that proves EdenCorp's collusion in creating the recent climate disasters. He believes that the public needs to know the truth about EdenCorp and the Nexus, but he is worried that the company will find out what he has been doing and take drastic measures to stop him. As if on cue, security footage shows Dr. Kane being escorted out of the building by armed guards. Before Akira can stop him, he's taken away and presumably killed. Determined to avenge her mentor and uncover the truth about EdenCorp and the Nexus, Akira steals a hard drive containing the core code of the system and flees the building. Soon she finds herself being pursued by the Syntoids, ruthless AI enforcers who are loyal to only one master, the Nexus. As Akira makes her way through the crowded streets of Neo Tokyo, she realizes that she's not just running for her own safety, she's running for the safety of everyone in Echelon. If she can expose EdenCorp and the Nexus, then maybe she can finally bring them down and put an end to their reign of terror. In a moment of inspiration, she uses her knowledge of the city to create a diversion, luring the Syntoids away from her target. Meanwhile, she slips past them unnoticed and makes her way to the docks, where she plans to escape from the city. But as she makes her way through the dark and dangerous streets, she realizes that she's not alone. Someone has been following her, and she can feel their eyes on her back. Suddenly, they make their presence known and attack her. In a desperate struggle, Akira manages to fend them off, but she's badly injured and on the run. Just when she thinks she might actually get away, a familiar face appears and she's captured. We now shift our attention to Jox, the leader of the outlier resistance group Phoenix Rising. Like the rest of his people, Jox has never known life outside the Out. The flooded slums are all he has ever known, and their oppressive atmosphere has shaped him into a cynical and worldly young man. Despite the odds being stacked against them, Jox and his fellow outliers refuse to give up. They believe that one day they will rise up against the tyranny of Echelon and reclaim their rightful place in society. However, their chances of success are slim to none. The Nexus is too powerful, and the resources of the Outlands simply aren't enough to mount a serious challenge. Nonetheless, Jox and his followers continue to plot and scheme, hoping for a chance to strike back at their oppressors. Meanwhile, Akira is brought before Jox and the rest of the Phoenix Rising leadership. She tells them about the collusion between EdenCorp and the Nexus, as well as the atrocities that the Nexus is committing against the outliers. At first, Jox and the others don't believe her, thinking that she's just another one of EdenCorp's pawns. However, When she produces the hard drive containing the Nexus's core code, they realize that she's telling the truth. With this new information, Jox and the Outliers are able to mount a successful attack on the Nexus facility, dealing a major blow to the AI network. However, this victory is short-lived as the full might of the Nexus comes down on them, forcing them to flee once again. Akira and Jox are forced to work together to survive, and along the way, they begin to develop feelings for each other. However, this is complicated by the fact that Akira is from Echo Leon and Jox is an outlier. As they journey together, they encounter various obstacles and challenges that test their relationship and their resolve. But through it all, they manage to stay together and fight for a better future. Along the way, they gather allies and support, inspiring hope in the hearts of the oppressed outliers. As the film progresses, Akira and Jax's relationship deepens, and they become more committed to fighting for a better future. They know that the road ahead will be long and difficult, but they're willing to face any challenge to bring down Eden Corp and the Nexus. Ultimately, they succeed in their mission and bring down Eden Corp, ending their tyrannical rule and restoring balance to the world. The film ends with Akira and Jox together, leading the charge for a new society based on equality and justice for all. They know that the road ahead will be long and difficult, but they're willing to face any challenge to create a better future for themselves and for the world. And that's the end of our story. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.